Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I want to first start off by saying thank you so much to everyone who viewed and shared Brandon's first video. If you haven't watched that video yet, I would encourage you to go watch it before you watch this one, or else it won't really make much sense. Now, obviously by the title, you guys know that I'm making this video because there has been some major updates in Brandon's case. Or if you've just been following it, you do know that there has been some updates. Now, I am aware that this update is coming out about 2 months late, but the reason that I am making this video so late is because first, I didn't want to put out a video too quickly with information developing. I also wanted to be very respectful of the family and have their time to grieve and just deal with all of this information in general. Especially times like these, it's very hard to hold a funeral and arrange all of those things that you would like to do for a loved one that has passed. So I did want to take the appropriate time for them to be able to do that. Another reason is I obviously am new to this. I didn't expect to be making an update video so soon after my original video did come out, because if you do look at the timeline, I believe it came out almost like a week or maybe two, not even, right after I put my video out, which was just very shocking, and I didn't really know how to deal with that. Along with that, I am in the process of moving 7 hours away from where I currently live. So that also, everything was very mentally draining, and I just wanted to take time to process everything. And I also wanted to make sure that I had all the proper information gathered to bring to you guys. So as most of you know, Brandon went missing after allegedly being held at the Mission RCMP detachment in the drunk tank last year in March 2020. Just over a year later, his body was found by a hiker on a block of Hillcrest Avenue that was forested on April 6th. The location was approximately 4 blocks or less than 400 meters from the RCMP detachment that he was last seen at. It was reported that it seemed he had been there for some time. Now, the British Columbia Police Watchdog Group, which is an independent investigation office that investigates officer-related incidents that result in serious harm or death, did announce on April 28th that they were doing an investigation into Brandon's death to determine if the police did have any involvement in his death and disappearance at all. Now, the British Columbia Police Watchdog Group, which is an independent investigation office that investigates officer-related incidents that result in serious harm or death, did announce that on April 28th that they were doing an investigation into Brandon's death and disappearance to determine if the police did play any role at all in his disappearance and death. Then the following announcement, which was around June 8th, they cleared the Mission RCMP of any wrongdoing in Brandon's death and disappearance. Apparently, after reviewing all of the evidence that they had thoroughly, they determined there was no connection between the police and Brandon's case. The reasons given for coming to the conclusion that the police had no involvement in Brandon's whole case was that the police employed reasonable effort to locate him. Video evidence from the detachment recorded Brandon's alleged movements from the time he arrived to the very time he left, and can be seen walking away from the area all alone, allegedly. And now there is currently a request in for an autopsy and a toxicology report from the BC Coroner Service that was by the FSIN, which is the Federation of Sovereign Indigenous Nations. And the BC Coroner Service is conducting its own independent investigation into Brandon's death. Just in case anyone is wondering, the Mission RCMP said they couldn't provide comment because the case was subject to the IIO's investigation. And since the IIO has concluded their investigation, they still have not made any kind of statement. And that is basically all of the information that I have gathered for you guys so far. Now, I just want to put a little disclaimer now. This is my personal opinion that I will be saying now. Everything that I have just listed off to you was everything that I could find off the internet. That is all public sources and public knowledge. But now this is my personal opinion. I don't believe deploying a search and rescue party and doing all the popular police procedures really takes them away from not showing that they were involved at all in the case, because murders help with the search and rescue of their victims time and time again. It is a very classic move, and one of the tactics that police even use to catch murderers is going to funerals and search and rescue to look around for anybody suspicious. So in my personal opinion, I don't feel that them doing their jobs to a minimal is a valid reason for them to be removed from the suspect list. Not to mention, Deborah, Brandon's aunt, has mentioned that it took her multiple times just to get the report of him missing through to one of the RCMP detachments in Mission. And of course, if you have watched my last video, you guys know that the family has stated that the surveillance video that the Mission RCMP detachment claims is Brandon looks nothing like him, which leaves lots of people skeptical, including me, and I can only imagine how frustrating this is for the family who has actually seen that video. Also, the location he was found is extremely suspicious. It could be a coincidence. It could be planned. Maybe somebody knew that people were already suspicious of the police and planted him there. Who knows? But I don't feel too strongly about that. 400 meters, less than 400 meters, guys. So yeah, that's all the information that I have at this moment. Sorry that this is a very short video. It is a very short update, but I did really want to put one out there for everybody. I was getting comments on my last video, people posting that his remains had been found. And I do see your comments. I was liking them or trying to reply. I did change the title of that video, and I believe I did put brackets saying that there was an update, and I did put an update in the description. But I know that some people don't always click around or read all the way through. So that's okay. So of course I was extremely shocked to hear this news. This was obviously the worst case scenario, next to never finding him and being left in the dark. I truly hope that the family gets every single answer they are looking for, because that's what they deserve. Nobody deserves to be left in the dark about what happened to one of their loved ones. Now, if you do like my videos, I encourage you to subscribe so you can keep up with this case along with other missing persons cases that I will be covering in the future. Don't forget to like and share as well so we can spread the word and get this case the attention it deserves. The last thing we want to happen is for this case to turn into a cold case. So thank you everyone so much, and I will see you next time. Stay tuned and make sure you have the bell on so you get notifications when I do post a new video. Thanks, and stay safe out there.